Thank you, Commissioner Tucci. I'd just like to add my comments. First of all, I want to thank Commissioner Evans. How somehow simplified these numbers is amazing to me, because I know there's a lot of moving parts to it. To be able to give us a snapshot of it, I really appreciate it. I'd just like to say that a lot of communities around the state, when they lost their giant commercial properties, have actually collapsed. Like Commissioner Tucci said, it's not an easy time in Nutley right now, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm very confident and I'm very proud of everyone that's up here tonight. And I think we have a team, and a good team, because if somebody's budget's going up a little bit, somebody's budget's going down a little bit. And we make sure that we're very responsible to all the taxpayers in the township of Nutley. Because you come first, you come before anything. And I can tell you, working with these gentlemen almost the last 8 years or whatever it is, these people put town of Nutley first before they put themselves. And I do too, before we put our families. So, as much as none of us want our taxes going up, I travel all over the state, being the mayor of Nutley, and I have to tell you, no matter where I go and who I meet, people say to me all the time, "Oh, you're not the mayor," and I look at them like, "You know about Nutley?" And they say to me, "You know, you have a great town there. You really have something special going on there." And what's been going around in our surrounding community for Nutley to hold on this long, it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of great leaders, past and present. So I just like to thank all the Board of Commissioners, Steve. Thank you, Joe, Mr. Evans, Commissioner Tucci. Like I said from the beginning, losing a regular like Roach and being able to solicit the state for that funding. And I'd like to thank you, Tom, and who led the charge on that. All the commissioners did, do their best to obtain that. It's a team effort up here. Absolutely. It's very much a team effort, and I'm very, very proud to be part of the team. And I think in the future, Nutley is really going to blossom for what happens at Roach. It's a very, very exciting time. So with that being said, we're not going to vote on the... We have to... Yeah, okay. Is there anyone here this evening that would like to address the Board of Commissioners on the budget tonight?
Penny Landry, 135 Lakeside Drive, Nutley, New Jersey. First, I want to say thanks to citizens who are here tonight, and also thank you to the commissioners. I did go through the budget and saw the reductions, and they are appreciated. I do have a couple of questions. The first one is our 2013 budget was $49.87 million. Our 2014 budget was 52. So we went from 49.87 to 52.2 from 2013 to 2014. The 2015 budget is 54 point what million?
$54,263,671.
Okay, so we are going from 52.2 million to 54.26 million, which is an increase of approximately $2 million. Can you tell me why?
Yes.
Okay.
In our budget, when we receive the total state aid from the, that comes in for, as I mentioned earlier, for the county.
And what is that total right now, state aid?
Right now it's $5.2 million.
And we asked for
$6.2 million.
and that could go up or down, correct?
That can go up.
Only up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So right now we are guaranteed $5.2 million.
The state has not finally approved it, but they gave us the authorization to anticipate 85%. I don't think the state will give us the authority to anticipate 85% if they were going to take it away. Ultimate final approval comes from the state in the May timeframe.
Okay. So and why when we got 5.2 million, or we think we're getting 5.2 million, does our budget need to go up $2 million?
The reason for that is we actually have to make a payment to the school and to the county. While the state reimburses us for the full effect of the loss of tax revenue from Hoffman Roche, they give us the full amount, and it's our responsibility to allocate it back to the school board and to the county. So you'll see an increase in our appropriation budget because we actually have to make that payment.
So of that 5.2 million, what of that will go to the schools? What percentage of that 5.2 million from the state aid will go to the schools?
2.5.
It would be about 67% of it, but I think that's about 3.4 million.
67% of the 5.2 goes to the schools. And
No,
where else?
school and the county.
School and the county.
Yeah, if you think about it, is the taxes are allocated roughly 48% of the tax dollar. When a taxpayer gets their bill, their total tax bill, 48% of that tax bill goes to actually cover this cost of the school system.
Right. In 2014, that exact number was 47.77%.
Yeah, I did 48%, but you're correct.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I got it off the website.
Yeah.
So what percentage will it be in 2015?
About the same.
47.77% of our budget will go to the schools in 2015.
That's correct.
Okay, and of that, 67% of the state aid that we're receiving, the $5.2 million, will go to the schools, correct?
No.
Schools and the county?
And the county.
Okay, all
So
right.
if you take that, I'm going to do 48% versus the extra percentage point. We take 48% and 17% roughly for the county, because the municipality is 35%. So the total municipal portion of the tax bill represents 35% or 35 cents in the dollar.
So pretty much the allocation from 2014 will be the same?
It should be about the same.
About the
I'm not worried at this point it's changing too much.
Okay, great. So that was my second question, and you answered it, and I appreciate it. So we have a $54.263 million budget, and last year we had a $52.2 million budget. And our average tax per homeowner in 2014 was $10,304. In 2013, it was $10,081, which was a 2.2% increase between 2013 and 2014. The increase this year is 2.7%, correct?
Yeah, 2.6, but 2.7 could be fine.
Okay,
We're the same.
so we're going an increase in property tax from 2.2% to 2.7 or 2.6 something. And can you tell me why that is?
I explained that earlier. The tax rate is increasing because the assessable value of the town has gone down. So
And over the past 5 years, how much has that gone down?
well, it's hard for me to do that off the top of my head. But
Well,
it's
it's
just
two,
like-
you said it was how many million this year?
But it was $102 million this year. It was $89 million last year. I'm trying to recall what it was in the previous years. But if you
Roughly $200 million in lost assessed value in 2 years, correct?
since 2013, almost $200 million, correct?
Okay. All right.
Actually, $191 million.
Which is tough to deal with, and I appreciate that you guys are dealing with it. My last thing, if I can have one more minute, you talked in the back room when you were discussing the budget about the fact that our assessed values, are a challenge, and that they are coming up due to new developments. East Center Street, 57 East Center Street, and 113 East Center Street, both huge developments that have happened in our town. And my question is, 57 East Center Street, the developer's fees were $24,000. 113 East Center Street, the developer's fees were $24,000. I think that those seem low based on looking at the code and how developers' fees are assessed. And I guess that to put more money into the pot for future developments that are going to happen, Is there any way that we could change our formula to have developers pay higher impact fees to attempt to alleviate some of the tax burden on the taxpayers and to also provide more for our schools?
That's a great question. The fees you're referring to are what they call COA fees.
COA?
COA.
How do you spell that?
It's an abbreviation, COAH. Okay.
And what does it stand for?
It's right. Council on Affordable Housing.
Okay.
Right. And so under that provisions of that statute, you can assess of the developer a fee, which I believe is 1.5%. Off the top of my head. The fees you're referring to for East Center Street, there's more fees to be collected, so it's not the full amount of the fee today.
To be collected or that have been collected?
To be, not collected yet.
Not collected yet.
They need to be paid, right.
To be paid. Do you know what those would amount to?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
The COA account you're referring to has about $240,000 in it.
Okay.
Right. And ultimately, what we are allowed to do under statute is make that money available for low-income residents who might have the benefit of doing improvements on their property. Maximum amount would be $10,000 that would be allowable. We don't have a COA ordinance on our books just yet because there's been a lot of litigation around COA. So we've been taking a more conservative approach, waiting. So until it's clear, we don't have the ordinance in place, so we actually can't distribute those monies. To your point, though, the county also has home improvement money that would be available for low-income residents. And there's an opportunity that once it's clear, that we could take the allowable amounts under COA, which is $10,000, and add that to the county amount, which is $25,000, would actually provide housing improvements for low-income residents of $35,000. And it's really a nice deal because as long as you stay in the house for 10 years, you don't have to pay the money back.
And where are these homes?
I'm sorry?
And these homes that is 10,000?
It's income-based in Nutley.
Okay.
It's not any particular.
How many COA units do we have in that?
We actually don't have COA units per se.
But we have $240,000 in our budget for COA.
The money that we collect for those fees, to your point, can be used to help residents of low income to improve their home.
Okay.
That's an allowable use of that money. So we take it from developers, use the money to benefit our Nutley taxpayers so they can improve their homes.
So we collected $50,000 in COA funds for 57 East Center Street and 113 East Center Street. My question was about impact fees from those two developments.
You had two questions embedded. One was related to COA, the other was...
No, I know you brought up COA. I'm sorry. I didn't bring up COA. I wasn't even aware of COA. I'm sorry.
You were using those.
Okay, because I didn't...
To get to your point, yes, there is an impact fee ordinance that we use.
That we have not collected, is what you said, correct?
No, I don't want to use... I don't want you to confuse. The fees that you are referring to are COA fees. Your question related to impact fees, so while you refer to the fees, it was for COA, not impact fees. Impact fees can be imposed, for example, on a developer to improve the sewer system, to improve water pressure, to improve, ultimately, yes, you can look to things that could have an impact on the community. We will consider that when we look at the Hoffman Road Street development.
But have you considered, you said you could collect impact fees for schools, sewerage, etc. But what I want to be clear about this, you have not collected those yet.
No, that's not true.
For 57 and 113 East Center.
The impact for 57, for the builder that's doing work on East Center Street, there's a requirement that he will improve the road when the construction is completed. There was also...
These are already done. These two are done. These are completed.
No, they're not. They're almost done. They're getting close to being done. But, well, I'm looking at East Center Street as...
No, not the East Center Street redevelopment, the two huge apartment complexes that are already completed.
So
That's 57 East Center Street and 113 East Center Street, those are done.
Right, they are. They're all.
And I'm just asking you about impact fees collected, not COLA fees.
The impact fees that you're referring to, so the River Road property, we collected $120,000 from that property,
Well, I filed an Oprah and it did not show up on the Oprah, so I'm just concerned.
It's actually, it was in our budget, it was money that was collected from that.
So you said before that it was going to be collected, and now you're saying, maybe we should just take this offline.
Absolutely. Well,
You and
what
I
I'm trying to do is
should
clarify is that what you were referring to for me was interpreted as COA fees.
Okay, the 24,000 and the 24,000.
That is COA fees. The question you're having is, can we collect an impact fee, right? And how do we collect that? And that can be done through road improvements, that can be done to support the town. We can do those things. I was trying to answer your question. As we go to look at the Roche property, we will consider that, because that's a huge development for those things. There have been smaller things that were done, and what I was referring to was on East Center Street, was that the builder that's working there does have a commitment to improve East Center Street as part of that redevelopment, which is an impact fee on the company, the community, because we don't have to do it. The developer will do it.
And who is that developer?
Eagle Construction.
Eagle Construction. Okay, thank you.
American Eagle Construction.
I really didn't mean to get off on the COVID thing, whatever. I was concerned about impact fees as it relates to developments that are going on, because we have a lot of them going on.
Right, and there's just my point was, we do have an ordinance on the books for impact fees.
Okay.
And there are limitations as to what you can do, because you cannot ever have yourself in a position where it's a quid pro quo, you do this and you'll get that.
Okay.
Because that's not allowable under law.
Commissioner, if I could just jump in for 1 second, I just wanted to know that this whole Board of Commissioners, we are interested in impact fees and Roche, and we are, but there's a legal process, like Commissioner Evans says, that you can't just wing it. We have to make sure we follow the letter of law. So you can rest assured that every penny we can get legally, we are going to, fight for that money.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate
Very
it.
well.
Last one's real quick. One of our budget line items is $4+ million reserved for uncollected taxes. Could you explain why we reserve $4 million for uncollected taxes in our budget?
Well, it's in anticipation of if taxpayers don't pay their taxes, that we have the reserve to offset those uncollectible taxes.
And what were the uncollected taxes in 2014?
Quite a bit less than that. That's probably under $150,000.
$150,000 uncollected taxes
Roughly, yeah.
in 2014, and in our budget for 2015, we have about $4,800,000.
Yeah, what you're looking at, so yes.
Okay, so we were reserving $4,800,000, and last year we only had $150,000 in uncollected taxes. Why did we reserve so much?
It's actually $4,284,000.
Okay.
By statute, we're required to have a reserve. It's a statutory calculation to do that reserve. Because we have that reserve, right, it actually contributes to what we call our fund balance, right, which is the extra money that we do have, right? And what we have consistently been doing with that is that we take our fund balance and we basically use 75% of that fund balance to reduce the tax levy each year. So we return it each year to the taxpayers.
Okay, but our tax levy went up this year.
It went down.
From what to what?
It went from $38,379,000 in 2014 to $38,212,000 this year. Went down.
But we are having a $94 increase in our property taxes.
That's correct.
Okay, all right.
Because the assessable value of the town went down.
Okay, so we had a decrease in the tax levy, but an increase in our property taxes. Got it. Thank you so much.
You will.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here this